Check, check. Well, appreciate everyone bearing with us there for the first 4 innings. It's 5-1 Toronto Maple Leafs here over the Hamilton Cardinals. Dan Procopio on the mound. He's approaching the 90 pitch mark here this afternoon, but he's done well. Just 1 run on 6 hits. Tyler Duncan is the batter for the Hamilton Cardinals, and he hits one in the air. This one's deep to left field, and it's going to hang up. Catch is made out there by Jesse Hodges, who, if you didn't see it earlier, he's the guy who got a lot of these Maple Leafs runs on the board. A grand slam in the first inning, his second home run of the season. This is the number 4 hitter, Luis Bernardo, hitting .315 on the season. Bernardo is playing in his first season in the Intercounty Baseball League. He already has 87 at-bats on the year. He's played in 22 games for the Hamilton Cardinals. With a win today and a Kitchener Panthers loss, the Hamilton Cardinals would move into 3rd place in the Intercounty Baseball League season. Just 2 games behind the Barrie Baycats, but they're in progress now as well. Count is 0-2 on Luis Bernardo. Dan Procopio has done a good job of throwing strikes. 55 strikes, 32 balls this afternoon. 0-2. Just outside, Dan Procopio lost his footing on the mound and was on his backside for a moment there. John Salazzo at third base for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Jose Vinicio at short. Garrett Takamatsu at second. Jordan Castaldo at first base. Check swing, he went around, but there's strike 3 called anyway. Dan Procopio gets out of the inning pretty cleanly. Give Procopio 11 strikeouts on the afternoon. He's through 5 with just 1 run allowed.
I think it's addictive because it's like so
Welcome back to Dominico Field. Justin Mara is going to lead things off with Jordan Castaldo on deck and Garrett Takamatsu in the hole. Jason Wilbur is in for his third inning of work for Hamilton. Jason Wilbur hasn't allowed a hit yet since coming into the game. He's really settled things down for the Hamilton Cardinals. Justin Mara looking for a hit to get his batting average back over 300 on the season. And if someone can get on base, there's a swing and a miss. That's strike two, counts 1 and 2. If someone can get on base, Garrett Takamatsu will be coming up in an RBI situation. Pitch just missed over the outside corner. It's 2 and 2. Mara hits one on the ground to third. It's bobbled by Lane Renault. The throw to first is in plenty of time to get the out. One away. Here's Jordan Castaldo. The Hamilton Cardinals have Danny Berg out in left, Clayton Keys in center, Tyler Duncan in left. Lane Renault is playing third, and the newly acquired Brandon Nicholson is at shortstop. Tristan Osika at second. Josh Niles at first base. Brandon Nicholson recently acquired to the Hamilton Cardinals from the Welland Jackfish. Welland made it very apparent on their social media page that the reason that they traded away Brandon Nicholson for future considerations was so that they could sign another guy that occupies an import spot, which I thought was interesting information to disclose. But it's out there. I don't know how Brandon Nicholson feels about that, but he's a really good guy to have in your import spot, and the Hamilton Cardinals are happy to have him. Welland used that import spot to get another pitcher from Cuba, as this one's fouled off by Jordan Castaldo. Count is 1 and 2. Nicholson was off to a bit of a slow start, I guess, with the Welland Jackfish, because everyone on Welland is hitting over 300, but he still has a .293 batting average on the season. Fought off by Castaldo, but it's going to be just foul down the line. Actually, I think that's completely unfair to say it was a slow start for Nicholson. 17 hits and 58 at-bats. That'll play as the leadoff hitter on almost any team, except maybe the Welland Jackfish. .298 batting average last season. Castaldo lines one right to first. Catch made by Josh Niles. Takamatsu hits a chopper right back to Wilbur. Makes the play to first, and Jason Wilbur has got through 3 innings for the Hamilton Cardinals and still hasn't allowed a hit. But the Maple Leafs still lead 5-1, and the bats for the Hamilton Cardinals have some work to do. Josh Niles leading things off for the Hamilton Cardinals, and he just missed a home run, hitting one down the left field line. So allowed strike number 1, and then the second pitch is in there for a strike from Procopio. Dan Procopio has racked up 11 strikeouts so far this afternoon. He's into his 6th inning of work. This one's fouled off. Pitch count now at 92 pitches for Dan Procopio. If he's efficient, he can definitely get through the 6th inning. Chopped foul on the ground. Having to duck out of the way is Sam Green as he's on his way back from the Blue Jays bullpen. Chopped foul once again. 4 pitches, 4 strikes in this at-bat from Dan Procopio. Josh Niles has fouled off a couple tough pitches. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good battle. Procopio wins it. That's number 12 on the afternoon. Dan Procopio finds the strike zone. Dennis DeBanning, the batter. Dan Procopio in a 1-1 count. DeBanning hitting .317 coming in to this afternoon's action. 1-1. Caught the upper part of the strike zone. 1-2. Swing and a miss. How about 13 for Dan Procopio? And this might signal the end of the afternoon for Dan Procopio. He gets a handshake from John Salazzo there, and that is a fantastic outing from Procopio. He works 5 2/3 innings and strikes out 13 batters. 13 of the 17 outs that Dan Procopio recorded via the strikeout. We'll be right back. Zach Sloan enters the game for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Starting off this season with an ERA of 11.04 is the first pitch. High chopper. We'll have to get to that in a moment. Zach Sloan needs one pitch to finish the work for Dan Procopio. 5 2/3 for Procopio, one pitch for Zach Sloan, and it's through 6 here at Dominico Field. Maple Leafs lead 5-1. Jason Wilbur is dealing on the mound today. 3 innings, 9 batters faced. The only blemish, an error, but other than that, he's been perfect this afternoon in his relief duties. Jason Wilbur has not had an outing this season where he's gone less than 4 innings. He's gone 4 or 5 innings in each one of his 6 outings this year. And this hasn't really been the story for Jason Wilbur. He's got roughed up just a little bit. Pitches outside to John Salazzo. In his last inning, he went 4 innings, gave up 5 runs on 8 hits. But he's just been pretty consistently go out there and, record 5 innings without doing too much damage. Every outing he's gave up that 2 or more runs. The one thing, though, with Jason Wilbur is that he's come into the game in a lot of games that the Hamilton Cardinals have won. Wilbur pitched in that thrilling game against the Brantford Red Sox as Salazzo swings and misses strike 2. The game that Brantford was leading and then got walked off. Or not, sorry, I keep thinking it's a walk-off. It wasn't a walk-off. It was a play at the plate to end the game with Brantford threatening in the 9th. Outside corner, ball 4. Everyone on the defensive side of the ball thought for sure that was strike 3. John Salazzo heads down to first base, and that's the first blemish on Jason Wilbur's line score this afternoon. Jesse Hodges in the lineup this afternoon for the Maple Leafs, and he's cashed in 4 of the 5 RBIs on the first inning grand slam. Jesse Hodges is batting .250 this season. But he's been heating up with the bat as the season has gone on. (5-1) Maple Leafs. Hodges check swing, and the umpire calls him for a swing. Counts now 1-1. Jesse Hodges' value, though, this season might not be with the bat. He's pitched 6 innings. He had a start where he went 5, and he still hasn't allowed an earned run and takes outside 2-1. He hasn't allowed an earned run, and he also has not walked a batter on the mound for the Maple Leafs. We didn't know that Jesse Hodges was a pitcher, but it was something that he said he wanted to give a shot in the Intercounty Baseball League with that great arm that he possesses from his time playing in the minor leagues at third base. Hodges is way out in front. Counts now 2-2 as he swung over the top of that Jason Wilbur breaking ball. Nobody out. John Salazzo at first. 2-2. In there for strike 3. I think the home plate umpire thought it was strike 2 at first and then rings him up. Jesse Hodges is still arguing that pitch was inside. And now we'll head back to the dugout because Aiden McCaskey's already in the box and ready to hit, trying to keep the line going. Hodges still frustrated about the call. Toronto Maple Leafs coming off a rather heartbreaking loss against the Welland Jackfish. They lost 2-1 in the 9th inning. Here's a ball hit on the ground. This one's going to squeak through. Aiden McCaskey has his 5th hit of the season, and it's first and second with 1 out. Brings Ryan Burnside to the plate. Last game, Wilhennis Alvarado went 8 innings and didn't allow a run. And then the Maple Leafs just couldn't get the final 3 outs after taking a 1-0 lead into the 9th. Welland rallied and won that game 2-1. And let me tell you, if you're new to the Intercounty Baseball League, 2-1 is not a score you see very often. Pitch is in there for a strike. And sometimes you see in the Intercounty Baseball League, pitchers go a little longer pitch count-wise than you traditionally see. It was 110 pitches over 8 innings for Wellhennis Alvarado, a very reasonable number. Throw to first. McCaskey back in there. One of the reasons for the pitch count not being too inflated from Wellhennis Alvarado, 8 innings, 3 strikeouts. Good defense from the Maple Leafs. Pitch is inside to Ryan Burnside. The count is 2-1. Ryan Burnside's 1 for 2 today. Ryan Dos Santos is on deck. Burnside lines it up the middle. It's a base hit. John Salazzo is getting the wave home. Here's the throw, and it's way offline, and all the runners will move up. 6-1 Toronto. Jason Wilbur did a good job to back up that throw as he had to reach up to stop that from clanging off the backstop on a fly from center field. That had taken a ricochet off the fence. It could have been another run for the Maple Leafs. So second and third. Ryan Burnside with the RBI single, and he moves up on the throw. Maple Leafs have 2 in scoring position for Ryan Dos Santos. Last at-bat that Dos Santos had before this game at Dominico Field was a ringing home run to center. Pitch in the dirt. I talked to Ryan Dos Santos after the game, and he was very amped up about hitting that home run, and rightfully so, because he got absolutely all of it. It's the best feeling in the world when you catch a baseball in the sweet spot. As he takes low, it's ball 2. But he said he hit that baseball and he really just put a good swing on it, because he said, you won't believe me, but I was just trying to hit a single to center field, and he ended up hitting it over the fence. Ryan Santos calls it skinny pop. Swings and misses, 1 and 2.
I had one about 15 years ago. Really? They told me it was a king dog. It doesn't taste like
6-1 Maple Leafs, and they're looking for more here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch is low. Ryan Santos has 9 RBIs on the season. A single would probably give him 2 more. He chops it at home plate, just missed it. Two and 2. Fouled off again. Two-strike pitch again. Hit on the ground and caught by second base on a hop by Osika. He throws to first. The infield is playing in, so no runs come in to score. And now it's up to Jose Vinicio to try and cash him in. That ball by Ryan Dos Santos was chopped so high it almost got over the head of Osika on a hop. But he made a really heads-up play to look the runner back and then get the out at first base. Jose Vinicio crushes one towards center field, but not quite enough. It hangs up, and Clayton Keys makes the catch. So the Maple Leafs threaten, but they get one. 6-1, Toronto. Zach Sloan has only thrown one pitch this game, and he needed it to get out of the 6th inning with nobody on base. So now his second pitch is fouled back, and he's starting off with a clean inning in the 7th. Breaking ball from Sloan, that one's well outside. Count is 1-1 on Lane Renault. Ground ball foul. Renault has 2 home runs this season. Both of them have come against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Both games that Lane Renault homered are the 2 wins that Hamilton has against Toronto this season. Breaking ball from Sloan, and it slipped out of his hand. Went way over the backstop. As the umpire gets some new baseballs, he'll take a moment to regroup. Then he delivers another one that's low and in, ball 4. So with nobody out, the Hamilton Cardinals have a runner on base. That's exactly what they need. Seventh inning, looking for 5 runs. Here's a bunt at home plate, and it's chopped off the plate and right back to the screen. And at this point in the ball game, you can assume that Tristan Osika is trying to bunt for a hit. Tristan Osika had a phenomenal rookie year in the Intercounty Baseball League. He hit .357, and now this throw is going to take a wicked hop off the bullpen and go out of play on the pickoff attempt from Zach Sloan. And that's going to be an extra base for Lane Renault at first base. So look out here. The top of the order is coming up after Tristan Osika. Brandon Nicholson, Clayton Keys, and Tyler Duncan. Osika is 1 for 1. He's walked. He swings and misses. Ever since that fantastic rookie season, the numbers have dropped quite significantly for Tristan Osika. Just hitting .222 coming into tonight's contest. Strike 3 called, inside corner. Osika knew it right away. 1 out. That's a big strikeout for Zach Sloan as he faces the top of the order. Brandon Nicholson, though, hasn't had a great afternoon. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And then he fouls one straight back. One pitches outside from Zach Sloan. Nicholson pops it up. Coming in is Aiden McCaskey. He's there and makes the catch. And since that ball was so shallow, no chance to advance for Lane Renault. 2 away. Zach Sloan is now just 1 out away from getting through some important innings for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Here's one crushed towards center field, and that one is gone. Clayton Keys with a 2-run home run, and it's 6-3. Clayton Keys is now 2 for 4 with a couple RBIs today, and that's his 3rd home run of the season. He now has 2 home runs in his last 4 games. This one's crushed to deep right. No doubt about it. Way out of here. Tyler Duncan with a moonshot to right field. That's his 7th home run of the season as he climbs his way up the IBL home run leaders. Tyler Duncan now tied for 3rd with Justin Mara of the Toronto Maple Leafs in the IBL home run race. Bernardo hits one on the ground. Jose Vinicio gobbles it up. Throws to first. And the inning is over. Zach Sloan was 1 out away from getting through a relatively clean inning, but then a 2-run home run and a solo shot give the Hamilton Cardinals 3 runs in the 7th. It's 6-4. Justin Mara leading things off for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They'd love to get some insurance runs back as the lead has been cut to just 2. Hamilton putting up 3 in the 7th, 6-4 Toronto. Breaking ball outside corner against Justin Mara for strike 1. Jason Wilbur back on the mound for Hamilton. He's been great. Another breaking ball finds the outside corner. Jason Wilbur, worth noting that he is a lefty, and the Maple Leafs, with all those lefties in the lineup, face a steady diet of southpaws. Mara just missed it. He fouls it straight back. There was some action in the Toronto Maple Leafs bullpen, and it looked like Sam Green was getting loose out there. Mara out in front of it, but lines it into the outfield. He's got himself a leadoff base hit. Jordan Castaldo has had a very Jordan Castaldo-like line today. 0 for 1 with 2 walks and an RBI. Castaldo takes a pitch over the outside corner, and by his reaction, I don't think he thought it was a strike. Takes another one on the outside corner. Jordan Castaldo just pondering over it at home plate for a moment. 0-2. It's in the dirt. It goes to the backstop, and that allows Justin Mara to get to second base. Runner in scoring position now for Jordan Castaldo with nobody out. And if there's anyone that can move that runner along or get him in, it's Jordan Castaldo. If Castaldo works any deeper into this count, he's going to get something to hit from Jason Wilbur with Takamatsu, the righty, on deck. This would be a really good matchup for Garrett Takamatsu. Castaldo hits one on the ground to first. Play is made, but the runner will advance to third. So runner on third with 1 out. Josh Niles made a nice play to backhand it and get Jordan Castaldo. Well, here's a situation that has RBI written all over it for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Garrett Takamatsu already has 9 RBIs in his first 8 games, and Hamilton seems like they realize that as well, as I think they're going to make a pitching change with Garrett Takamatsu coming to the plate. No call has been made yet. I don't think the pitching change is going to be made. I think they're just talking over how they're going to go about facing Garrett Takamatsu. I'm not really sure if there's a surefire way to make sure Garrett Takamatsu doesn't hurt you in this situation unless you intentionally walk him. That could have been part of the discussion. And that's what they're going to do. So Garrett Takamatsu heads down to first base. And this is the situation where you wonder if John Salazzo took that personally. The IBL leader in home runs steps to the plate. John Salazzo had a home run last game. He has 9 on the season. Salazzo 6 RBIs off the Intercounty Baseball League lead. Salazzo hits one on the ground to first. That one gets through and it'll cash in a run. Garrett Takamatsu holds up at second base as Justin Mara scores, and it's 7-2. Give John Salazzo 29 RBIs on the season to tie him with Ryan Rio of the Barrie Bay Cats. Speaking of the Barrie Bay Cats, it is a wild game in Barrie right now. After the first inning, the score was 7-3. They're playing the Brantford Red Sox. Brantford came back and scored 9 in the bottom of the second. Right now, it's 14-9 for Brantford. Pitch is outside. How much do you want to bet Ryan Rio has cashed in an RBI? Nope, not yet. Not yet in that game. So Salazzo is going to hold his position, tied with Ryan Rio for fourth in RBIs. Hodges, breaking ball in there for a strike, and it looked like that was one that might have hung over the plate a little bit from Jason Wilbur. Salazzo was the lefty-lefty matchup, but Garrett Takamatsu and now Jesse Hodges, both righties facing the lefty Wilbur. This is a good matchup for both Takamatsu and Hodges. Fastball low and away. Two balls, one strike. Jesse Hodges 1 for 3 on the afternoon with a homer. 7 for Toronto, looking for more. Breaking ball inside corner for a strike. Jason Wilbur might be tempting fate throwing that breaker to the righties, but we'll see. 2-2. Hodges fouls it straight up, but it's going to get back and out of play, so another life for Jesse Hodges. Hodges hits one high in the air. This one's to left field. Moving over is the center fielder, Clayton Keys. He makes the catch, and there's 2 away. The runners stay right where they are at first and second. Aiden McCaskey coming to the plate. He singled in his last at-bat. Ryan Burnside's on deck, also singled for an RBI last time up. McCaskey check swing on a breaking ball. That breaking ball from Jason Wilbur will play a lot better on these lefty-lefty matchups. McCaskey and Ryan Burnside both hitting from the left side of the plate. 2 away. Wilbur's 0-1. High and away outside, so moves to 1-1. McCaskey watches a breaking ball. He looked like he won it for a moment, and that breaking ball just falls right off the table and ended up in the dirt. Infield and outfield played straight away on McCaskey. And he hits one into the outfield and down the line. A run will come in to score. That's Garrett Takamatsu to make it 8-4, and John Salazzo moves up to third base. Some 2-out production here from the Maple Leafs. Ryan Burnside coming to the plate. The Maple Leafs gave up 3 in the top of the 7th, and they've answered with 2 more in the bottom half. And this might do it now for Jason Wilbur. So new pitcher coming into the game for the Hamilton Cardinals, and we'll have that for you in just a couple moments. New pitcher for the Hamilton Cardinals is Duncan McLaughlin. His first pitch is a breaking ball for a strike. Duncan McLaughlin's had a beautiful start to his IBL career at .225 earned run average. And another breaking ball. That one gets Ryan Burnside. He's frustrated with himself as he was way out in front of the first 2 pitches from McLaughlin. 12 innings, 19 strikeouts. Ryan Burnside might be in danger here. Here's the 0-2. Inside, hard fastball. 1-2. McLaughlin's pitched 12 innings, and he's only walked 3 batters. He will pound the strike zone. Coming out of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Chopper to first, rolls foul. Another life here for Ryan Burnside. Burnside swings and misses way in front of the breaking ball. Duncan McLaughlin comes in and weathers the storm. He needs just 5 pitches. Maple Leafs get 2 more. 8-4 Toronto. New pitcher for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I mean new pitcher. Recent signing Taylor Leppard comes onto the mound. And his first pitch is in there for a strike. This guy comes in with a resume, playing for the Three Rivers in the Frontier League last season, and he played for Ottawa in the Frontier League this year. So professional baseball experience, and the first two pitches were both crisp. Fastball and then sharp breaking ball in there for a strike, and it's quickly 0-2.
Nice hat there, Bona.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Welcome to the Toronto Maple Leafs, Taylor Leppard. First batter, first IBL strikeout. In there for a strike. 4 pitches, 4 strikes from Taylor Leppard. Josh Niles at the plate, and he swings and misses at a nasty breaking ball. Five strikes, no balls. 0-2. Up and away. One, two. Up and in. Taylor Leppard looks like he was pitching in a league with a pitch clock. He has been flying through this outing. Line drive to center field, and that one's down for a base hit. Josh Niles cruises into first base with a firm single to center field. An update on the out-of-town scoreboard. Brantford leads Barrie 18-9. And Brantford hasn't even hit yet in the 6th inning. Top of the 6th, Brantford has put up 18 runs, 28 runs combined at the halfway point. Unbelievable. Leppard's pitch is down and away. Taylor Leppard started out this outing sniffing around an immaculate inning with 5 strikes in a row. And this one's lined to center field. It's down for a base hit. Tricky hop out there for Ryan Santos, but he stays with it. 2 on with 1 out for Hamilton. That was Dennis DeBanning, and now it's Danny Berg. Danny Berg hitting .227 this season. Takes a strike. Look back, that one caught right at the hollow of the knees. Lane Renault hits one on the ground, flipped to second for 1, on to first, got him, double play! Great start for Taylor Leppard. He's clapping on his way and already fired up with the Toronto Maple Leafs. That one turned beautifully. Garrett Takamatsu and Jose Benicio up the middle. Ryan Dos Santos is going to lead things off for the Toronto Maple Leafs with a brand new snazzy walk-up song. I'm not sure what song it is, but it's good. It's catchy. Good choice there, Ryan. 8-4 Maple Leafs, and at this point just looking for a bit of insurance here in the top of the 8th. There's more action in the Maple Leafs bullpen. Just inside to Ryan Santos, it's 2-1. Evan Elliott is getting loose in the Maple Leafs bullpen. He looked great in his first outing. The Maple Leafs have really bolstered their pitching staff. I think it's fair to say at this point that they have good pitching. At the beginning of the season, the Maple Leafs were among the league worst in terms of their team ERA. Dos Santos hits one on the ground. High hop at second base. Throw to first. Tristan Osika did a good job to stick with that tricky hop. Benicio pops it up. Josh Niles doesn't see it, and now he says he has it, and he does. Makes the catch. 2 quick outs here for the Maple Leafs. Duncan McLaughlin is still on the mound, and he's been great. Still hasn't allowed a base runner. Justin Mara takes a strike. As of now, the Maple Leafs are still the second worst in the Intercounty Baseball League in terms of team ERA. It's at 7.10, but it's trending in the right direction. It was over 8 at one point for the Maple Leafs. Justin Mara hammers one foul to the left. The Barrie Baycats are still well ahead of the field in team ERA. They have a 4.66 ERA on the season. That's great for the Intercounty Baseball League. Mara, little shot on the ground to second. This will be about the easiest play you can have for Tristan Osika. He flips it over to first, and that'll do it. Evan Elliott coming into the game for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's reached 98 miles per hour before. So here's Evan Elliott for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He comes in with a 4-run cushion. It's 8-4, Toronto Maple Leafs. Evan Elliott will undoubtedly now be the hardest thrower on the Toronto Maple Leafs this season. And the minor leagues this year sitting at 93, 94 miles an hour. And that was this year. So you'd have to imagine that that fastball is right around that, if not more, here on the mound. And that one's in just inside. Count now 2-1 on Tanner Rempel, who comes into the game way inside 3-1. Evan Elliott had a clean inning of work, and his first appearance against the Kitchener Panthers. High chopper, Salazzo. No, it's Vinicio who fields it, and he throws to first for the out. Jose Vinicio slung that one over to first base. Rempel's retired. Leadoff batter Brandon Nicholson at the plate. Nicholson swings and misses. That was the breaking ball from Evan Elliott, and it's nasty. I had a conversation with Sam Green about the stuff that Evan Elliott brings to the table, as that one's just inside to Nicholson, so the count's 1-1. And the first thing he brought up wasn't even the 98-mile-an-hour fastball. He said, breaking ball's nasty. It's really good. Steps off here, and we'll re-cue the signs with Justin Mara. 1-1. Lined past Jose Vinicio into the outfield. That's a base hit for Brandon Nicholson, and he breaks the 0 for day. He's 1 for 5. Clayton Keys comes to the plate, and he hit a home run in his last at-bat. It was a 2-run shot to nearly center field, just right of center field and way over the fence. Ryan Santos went back on the ball, but it was just a courtesy. That one wasn't even close to coming back. Keys takes a strike. So overall, 2 for 4, couple RBIs, a homer, and 2 strikeouts. Tyler Duncan on deck, also homered in his last at-bat. Keys takes a pitch in the dirt. All of a sudden, Clayton Keys is working his way up the IBL RBI leaderboard. He has 23 now on the season. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Check swing didn't go around. The pitch was low and away from Evan Elliott. In the dirt, it goes to the backstop, extra 90 feet, and also takes the double play out of order. So Brandon Nicholson now at second base. He has tremendous speed out there. Brandon Nicholson had a record-setting year in Welland last year with 43 stolen bases. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 strikeouts for Evan Elliott. Also talked to Maple Leafs pitcher Dustin Richardson after Evan Elliott's performance, and actually didn't even ask, but he wanted to bring up right away that Evan Elliott is a legit pitcher. He said he has really good stuff and he throws hard. Even harder than Dustin Richardson, if you can believe it. Foul tip at the plate by Tyler Duncan. Duncan 2 for 4. Strikeout, homer, run scored. RBI as well. Counts 1-1. Foul tip again. Another breaking ball from Elliott, and you can see Tyler Duncan is just not on the same swing plane as that breaking ball from Evan Elliott. Duncan hitting .372 on the year against a guy coming straight at a rookie ball this year. Got him. 3 strikeouts in the inning. And the Toronto Maple Leafs win 8-4. Evan Elliott closes things down. Maple Leafs get 11 runs, or 11 hits, 8 runs. And they avenge what was a bit of a heartbreaking loss last night, 2-1 in Welland. And they continue to ease closer and closer to this Hamilton Cardinal team in the IBL standings as well. Appreciate everyone tuning in here on Toronto Maple Leafs on YouTube here at Dominico Field.